Welcome back for building a box blind. In this video, I'll show you how I make the windows. I want to eliminate some of the most common problems when it comes to windows in a box blind. Windows that are too small create blind spots. I'm going to maximize the width of the window for better visibility. Windows also need to be mounted at a height where the hunter can easily see out from a seated position and with minimal movement. We make the bottom of the rough window opening in the wall panel 3 foot 6 inch above the floor, and the rough opening is 15 inches high. I also want the windows simple to operate and open, and lastly, quiet to open. With those criteria in mind, I created this plan. Like a lot of my projects, I'm starting with a pile of salvaged lumber that I'm repurposing. This is all miscellaneous 1x pine. I start by fabricating and assembling the jambs. In this case, I am ripping material to 2 1/4 inches wide. The width of the jamb will depend on the thickness of the wall of the blind. You want the window sash to be able to open completely without interference. I'm cutting rabbet joints on the corners of the assemblies for additional strength. Typically, the depth of the rabbet joint is half the thickness of the material. I'm measuring and marking the locations of the screw holes. I'm a stickler for pre-drilling. These are the completed jamb assemblies. Next, I'm adding casing to the exterior side of the jamb assemblies. I rip the casing material to 2 inches wide. I leave an 1/8 inch reveal and screw the casing to the jamb. I bevel the edge of the bottom casing to help shed water. With the casing added, I have assemblies that look like this. Next, I add the stops, which are 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch material set in 3/4 inch from the inside edge of the jamb. When the window is closed, the sash rests against these stops. With the stops installed, the assembly now looks like this. I'm moving on to the window sashes. The sash frame is all 3/4 inch material ripped to 2 inches wide, mitered on the corners, and with a 1/2 inch deep saw curve cut for plexiglass to set in. I fit the sash parts together with a screw in each corner. Here's a surprise, I'm pre-drilling for the screws. The sash dimensions are 1/4 of an inch less than the inside dimensions of the jamb assemblies, which should give me roughly 1/8 of an inch clearance all the way around the sash. Then, with a coat of paint on the jamb assemblies and sashes, they look like this. I use plexiglass or acrylic in the window sashes, not glass. Normally I have to buy the acrylic, but on this project I was able to salvage a piece of plexiglass from a large wood frame storm window. The plexiglass can be cut on a table saw. A fine-toothed blade will give you a cleaner cut. However, since the edge of the plexiglass is going in a saw kerf in the sash, I'm not changing blades. I've clamped the board to my fence because the thin plexiglass tries to work its way under the radius on the bottom corner of my saw fence, which can cause control problems. Also, plexiglass is notorious for wanting to climb the blade, so down pressure to keep the material on the table is necessary as you cut. I then remove one long leg of the sash frame and drop the plexiglass into the saw kerf. The plexiglass simply floats in that saw kerf, then I reattach the frame part that I removed. Right now, all I have holding the sash assembly together is a single screw in each corner. I'm going to go ahead and add an L bracket to each corner to reinforce the assembly. The sash is going to be held in the jamb with a pair of 2-inch zinc-plated hinges. Each window is also going to get some high-tech locking devices. I'm simply taking a pine block and I'm going to fasten that to the top jamb. Lock and unlock the window sash. On assembly day, the windows will be plugged into the rough opening, centered and adjusted, and fastened in place. See my other videos, including Assembly Day, to get the full picture of this box blind build.